Hi, welcome everybody. We will covering basic configuration gigabit passive optical network. The configuration will be based on GWC optical line termination OLT device, via command line interface. If you want to know the device that we're using for this video, you can comment down below, and we will be glad to answer those comments and questions. Here the agenda for this presentation. Introduction, GPON and overview. Service planning. GPON configuration diagram. And OLT basic configuration. Below device are GWC OLT 008 and OLT 0016. For this video we'll be using this device platform for the setup. Now let's start with GPON overview. GPON was developed with the support of the FSAN, Full Service Access Network, and ITU International Telecommunication Union Group. These organizations bring the major stakeholders in the telecoms industry together to define common specifications, ensuring full internet working between OLT and ONT. The IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, has defined a passive optical network standard, called Ethernet PON or EPON. It was launched earlier than GPON and has been deployed successfully. The difference between EPON and GPON. EPON runs only 1 gigabits per second both downstream and upstream, providing lower bandwidth than GPON. GPON has 2.5 gigabits per second downstream and 1.24 gigabits upstream. These factors make GPON attractive technology choice for providers making FTTH fiber to the home investment decisions today. The benefits of using PON network solution is that PON typical split of a single fiber is 1:32 or 1:64, which means each fiber can serve up to 32 or 64 subscribers. Split ratios up to 1:128 are possible in some systems. Lower cost up 70%, less power to 80% and less space for device installation. Instead of buying multiple switches for the network, you can have GPON to cover up 1024 devices FTTH, fiber to the home, for single OLT 008. Now for the PON overview. One way of providing fiber to the home is through a gigabit passive optical network, or GPON. GPON is a point-to-multipoint access network. It uses passive splitters in the fiber distribution network, enabling one single feeding fiber from the provider to serve multiple homes and small businesses. Passive optical network includes OLT in central office, ODN optical distribution network with optical splitter between OLT and ONT, ONT or ONU, optical network terminal or unit, in end user. You can design which services will be distributed from main network, either voice, data and IPTV. For the service planning it uses triple play service that include voice, data, and IPTV. The OLT 008 and 0016 platform fully supports VLANs, which allows for providing triple play services to customers. Not only that, but it has a lot for amazing features. Anyway, your setup will depend on what the customer's needs. It's either data only or data and voice, or it can be data and voice and IPTV. Later on we will have the configuration for data and voice together in one service. Now let's cover the basic GPON configuration diagram, and let's start our basic command line configuration using GWC OLT 008 device. To start the configuration we need to create ONU type profile, DBA profile, alt PON enable, add ONU, TCON configuration, GEM port configuration, services configuration, remote ONU management, ONU service management, and ONU VLAN management. Now we're going to do the alt basic configuration based on GWC GPON platform OLT 008. We will describe some technical features used by the OLT 008 device to provide users some information for understanding. Take note that we'll covering basic configuration for this training. Our scenario is voice and data that will pass on single VLAN, particular in management VLAN. Only one VLAN and no trunk VLAN configure for this training video. This configuration for beginners of our OLT product. Now let's start with System Function Management. The outbound management network interface is located on below with default IP address 192.168.1.32 subnet mask 24. Management port 2 is located above the front panel. IP address 192.168.100.2. This is fixed IP address and cannot be changed. Now let's start. Enter static IP address on the computer in same IP subnet on your management port number 2. For this case we will use static IP 192.168.100.100/24 subnet. Use Cat6 or Cat5 UTP cable and connect it to management port number 2. Connect your computer to any management port 2. Open command prompt in your computer and do continuous ping on management port. Will ping 192.168.100.2 management port number 2. Check the ping test result in command prompt. If ping is reachable on management port number 2, then we are good to go. Make sure that your uplink interface is connected to your core network uplink. For this lab we connected the device to our core switch connected to GE1 port number 1 on our back office network. Now go inside the OLT platform and start our basic configuration. Open command prompt or any telnet application to open OLT device using management port 2 IP address 192.168.100.2 and press enter. Enter username and password for credentials and enter privilege mode by typing enable and hit enter. Now let's check the latest version of the OLT device. Type show version for this OLT. We have installed the latest firmware. Next, configure inbound management IP address to manage the device remotely. This setup commonly used in engineering practice to be able to access the device remotely. Inbound network management VLAN 1000.